But my rubs have basically stopped black from doing things for a while, which is great for me because that solves all my. Oh, it's a mono. That is very bad for me. Oh, that is completely horrible because. Oh my god. Okay, that might have just decided the game because I was going to close to a city with that. Now there's not as much I can do. But my rubs have basically stopped black from doing things for a while, which is great for me because that solves all my. Oh, it's a mono. That is very bad for me. Oh, that is completely horrible because. Oh my god. Hello everyone, Orange Gambit here, and today we're playing some Catan on colonist.io. I am once again in first position, we're getting a lot of these lately, and I'm here to look at the board. So the first thing that I see is that stands out to me as a position is the 5-8-10. It's because of the port. It looks like the rare resources are sheep and brick and stone. Wheat's fairly abundant. Wood's pretty abundant. I can go for the most production heavy one and go straight for the 5-8-10. I can also go for the 5-6-9. I like it that more that I look at it. It gets me a lot of good resources. The resources are fairly rare that it gets me, and it looks like I'll be able to pick up wheat somewhere on the board later. So I think this is a pretty solid pick. There's a lot of spots I could pick up wheat. There is the 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 4-5-8. There is the 5-8-10. There is the 9-10-11. So there's so many good spots for wheat on the board that I think I could even get away with the 2-6-9. That I think this is a clear first pick, the 5-6-9. And in terms of direction, I mean the port looks great. I mean, I think somebody else is gonna take the 10-9, although it'd be amazing for me to pick it up. I mean, I do get the wheat if I settle there. It's a great, fantastic. Always want to go for a port though, so I think I'm gonna go to the right, but that could be a wrong pick. So starting with that, I don't really have to deal with a lot of resource problems because I'm going for diversity in resources. Let's see what. Now the downside of going first is now I need to find somebody to talk about while all the other players are going, which means I'm analyzing their picks. I think 5-8-10 still remains a great spot, like the one that I first looked at. I think there's a great read spot of the 5-8-10. There's the wood that is the bot, and then the entire next to the wood port at the 2-6-8, and you can just go to the wood port. The wood does have a downside of the wood port being only 2 sheep, which is probably the worst thing you can get in this game other than a desert tile. So I definitely think sheep is one of the weakest resources in Catan, since all you need it really is for settlements and dev cards, which compared to roads and cities, you can't really advance into 10 points without it, without the resources to make those two. But you can definitely be hobbled early game without any sheep. The other thing about sheep is you often don't need a lot of it, since you can just trade it for, because a dev card only costs 1 sheep and a settlement only costs 1 sheep. Looks like, okay, so black went for 5-8-10. Good pick. Definitely has high production on the board. Second highest spot after the one I picked is the 5-6-9. Next is blue. The number one thing about third position is you always want to go for the rarest resource on the board, because fourth position will take it and then you can otherwise. So I don't know how I feel about that spot. I mean, it's pretty safe. I mean, the problem is that there's not really that many good rock sheep spots on the board, and those are the two things you're lacking. They could definitely go for, let's say, if I look around, like maybe the wood and just go crazy road game. But I definitely don't like blue's pick here. It definitely looks purely because it gives you wheat, wood, and brick, so you have a great early game at that spot. But I don't know, I just don't think it gets them the resources that they need to thrive in this position. But we'll see. There's definitely things that they could pair it with, just looking around, I definitely think that blue has to pair it with maybe the 3-4 and just go for the wood there. That's a pretty solid pairing, although it doesn't give you that great port opportunities. But figuring out where red is going. So, okay, so red goes for the 4-6-9, which means they want wood. They don't like that spot that much because they're pretty far away from the wood port and they're just going to get overloaded in wood no matter what they do. And it blocks my ability to go for the 2-6-9 later. So I'm not 100% solid on that pick, but maybe they're secret master genius that's blocking me from taking that really good spot that pairs because I can then go because I can pair my stone with my wheat. So the second place they went is a 3-4-8, which I think that's a terrible pick for red. Problem is they're now going brickless when they're producing 13 points of wood, which is terrible because brick pairs really well with wood. It's also tragic that black appears to be dropped out as a player. Bots pick really weird locations sometimes, so that might cause me problems. The bot will wait next turn to give them a chance to reconnect, so maybe we're gonna, after about 2 minutes, black will return, but we'll see. So blue goes for the rock spot, and it seems like they're just gonna expand to the sheep at the 3-6-11 and then go for just an all 5 resources game, which isn't a terrible idea. And I'm worried it'll take them a while to get to that point. I definitely think that the loss of the 6-9-2 is really bad for me because that's a really good spot. But I can, in spaces that I'm looking for, I can go for the 8-10 and just rely on my wheat. I can, yeah, I think that's, I really don't want to go wheatless at the start. I'd rather go woodless and just go over eat sheep. Um, the only problem is that going yet, there's no really good wood spots on the board that are left. I mean, there is the port of the 6-3, but I just think that's too low production. Although it is a decent backup idea. I could go for the 3. I could just take the sheep and go for the 3-11-6 and just bone blue, but I don't think that's a wise plan. Oh, okay, and I'm just getting plowed by black, which that's a funny thing. Don't really think I mean, it's bad for me that I'm getting plowed, but that's life. Um, where else do I want to go? Well, because I'm losing the port, I'm now almost tempted to go for the 8-3 now, just because I'm gonna need to make up the port somehow, and I need the flexibility, and then I'm going towards the sheep port. Um, definitely don't. The problem is I'm gonna get overloaded with sheep is the problem, but I will have the port. I can also expand to the 8-10. So, are there any other good options? I could go for the 8-10 down, the 9-10 down here, which would give me more rocks and just go pure overweight sheep. I just don't like the expansion spots though because I have to go for really the only good expansion spot. I mean, it does solve. I can solve the wood problem, but yeah, I think it's definitely between the 8-3 and the 9-10. They got same production. I think just the port is the tiebreaker here because I'm not going to be able to get a port with black plowing me at this rate. So it also messes up blue, which I think is in a decent position. So, and I'll just go up here for the wheat. And then black plows, which is really bad for me, but it's life. Now blue might block me in terms of rage, but I hope they just take a sheep. And then that, yeah. I could put in the chat that it is to apologize to blue, but sometimes that makes him more angry, so we can just leave it as silent. Unfortunate that the sheep gets blocked on the 6, but not much else we can do. It's unfortunate because I think black's gonna move it onto the 8 wheat. Or the 5 brick, which are both bad. options for me because the other good spot is hitting the woods, but yeah. Very tragic rolls for me, but can you do in this position? Maybe I should have gone down here just because I would have gotten blocked less. But not much you can do to control that. I'm gonna get my 9 in. Would have the coordinated 9s, so that maybe that would have been worked about better. But I just didn't like the expansion situation down there. Well, meanwhile, I can go for this 8-10 and just take the northwest corner. It also gives me access to the sheep port more easily because this guy is not going to be expanding much. So the only problem is I can't go for the here and here at the same time. So I might just need to forego the sheep port. Definitely need to take a knight. Without a doubt. I need to move that off me. Probably onto that 10. That 10 is going to be a problem. Already not happy with this start, but no, nobody's going to give you it for 2 cards. If you're trying to sell something, like, people are going to give you 1 for 1, unless you know it's super rare. So, and even then, like, I got a million wood just sitting around. I mean, nobody has wood sitting around to pair it with. At least I know. I know the other two have been rolling wood fairly well, so maybe that's why they did it. Definitely to block this and hit blue. Blue's definitely in the best position. So I can choose between a dev card or holding for a city. I ordinarily I'd hold for a city just because my production is low, but I'm worried about summoning out and getting robbed. Even still. The good thing, though, about not taking that 9-10 is that it does also let me block the 10 rock without running into problems. But something tells me I think I'm going to run into more problems with my rock production. I'll do a 1 for 1. I don't produce wood. So I'm worried about going for the 2 for 2 just because I'm going to need the wheat. Definitely not going to move that robber because I needed to keep it on the 10. Probably just buy another dev card. I mean, victory point, that's pretty bad at this point in the game, but it does make winning easier later. But victory points are one of the worst early game ones, despite them being one of the best late game cards, because it doesn't give you more production. Red 7's out. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, they're hitting black now, so at least they're not raging against me anymore. Black might be the rob at this point, but we'll see. Yeah, I'm probably going to hit black. I mean, I don't like the 2Ds, but I also don't like how black already has this many resources on the board, stuff on the board. Probably just hit this 8 and stop black from expanding further and just pluck everything. Want to stay for a city, but I got 2 wood. I can 7 out. Probably just gonna rush down army. Okay, another dev card in hand. Not bad. They want trade. That's a terrible trade for me. Really good roll for black. Wow, that 12. It's not good for me, but, you know, it's at least puts more resource on the board. So when I decide to move it, probably want to hold, though, my resources. I mean, what's the chances of... What resources does black have? They have rock. They have brick. I like those resources. So. And I do want it on this, not on the wood. So... It does make me look a little scary for larger army, but... I mean, it doesn't make me look that scary. Because I'm only at 4 points. At least according to what it looks like. So... I don't know what... Geez, oh, it's brutal. Oh, because I'm stopping them? I don't know how to... I should probably shouldn't respond because I don't want them to focus on me. But my rubs have basically stopped black from doing things for a while, which is great for me because that solves all my. Oh, it's a mono. That is very bad for me. Oh, that is completely horrible because. Oh my god. Okay, that might have just decided the game because I was going to close to a city with that. Now there's not as much I can do. See, this is why I need to be more aggressive at spending my resources because I mean that's a dev card there that I just lost way more than that because I was 1 week away from a city, but still think that black's position is kind of scary though because red still has key resource deficits, but I need to roll a 5 pretty bad so then I can get another wheat settlement up because wheat's been definitely a limiting resources. The 9's been rolling pretty well, and I can just keep robbing the rocks. And also, slow rock development isn't that big of a problem for me because, ooh, whoa, road building and a plow. Wow. Everybody just hates black this game. Okay. Very tragic. But it's tragic. Well, GG's. Okay, that's a not a good take for me. Well, guess I have to go for a year of plenty. Black doesn't have wheat. Oh, I didn't notice that. Yeah, that's a problem. I mean, I can keep army for now, but I gotta keep investing into the race. Hoping somebody rolls a 7 soon. That's very bad for me because that was brick I very much needed this game. What else is going on? I mean, Reds, they got 13 cards. I'm scared about those 13 cards have, but we can only wait to see what happens. Definitely want to save the year of plenty for wood, but I might need to use a brick if I don't get stuff. Because I definitely need a settlement. I don't think we necessarily wood for a brick. I don't think we want to be trading with red right now. I mean, they've got a lot of resources. I like how red needs brick, and then they block the brick. I'm gonna put that in the chat. See if it makes red more annoyed. Red needs brick, and then they block the brick. Okay, looks like they're building another settlement. That's not good. Really don't want to use my year plenty up right now, but I really think that's what I gotta do because I don't really know when else I'm gonna get the brick and getting more just progress right now, getting my wheat production up. Like that, yes, exactly. Is what I need because I have a port. So I can rely on my wheat production. Okay. That's very bad for me. Wow. That is horrendous. I don't think I have a single settlement spot left, actually, because of that. Well, just gotta get to, luckily I can still do 3 cities, so it's not the end of the world, and then rely on my longest army dev cards, but still, pretty awful. Luckily, my wheat production should be enough. No. I don't think trading with red's a good plan right now. Yeah. I mean, red's problem, I'll put I think so, but I think red's sort of going a little bit nuts right now and with their production. So, especially when they get the wood port, that's what I'm worried about. Granted, it's a really bad wood port, but still, it's just that. Yeah, no, red's the target. Probably hit this. I mean, I could just solo block red and just stop them from getting infinite stuff. And try to improve my relations at the table because they're probably not that pleased with me. But I'm definitely gonna city up the 5, 6, 9, like as you saw, because I need more of the rock ratios compared to the wheats. Because I'm producing a lot of stuff right now. Oh, double fours. That's not Fours are not good. That's really bad for the table. Yeah. No, I think red might have this game. Really think they had an awful setup, but I mean, 7, 7. Oh, no. That might be GG. We should have tried to encourage people to extend out the roads. If it's not GG soon, because, yeah, they're going to build a settlement, which gets them to 9. Do they have the resources for a city? I don't think they... Oh, they might. Okay, so they try to... Whoa, okay, they just try to VP out. I definitely just think I should buy 2 devs of these. Unfortunate picks. I'm gonna definitely tell them someone needs to take road from red. Just tell them this before my turn ends. Because I don't want red to just win the game, because that's an easy way to stop them. Take the card from red. I mean, both black and blue can do longest roads, so I don't have any, unfortunately. I never rolled. Even if I didn't convert all of my cards into... Okay, so black is offering blue. Blue should do it, so... Unfortunately, the road building is pretty bad, but... Because I can't do anything with the road building. Emptying out my hand, though, is pretty important in case it was a mono. It's unfortunate because they don't have brick, but I mean, I think the only way we can is, I mean, we hope at 12 or 5 rolls, that'll distribute a lot of brick around. There's gonna port for 1, that's kind of drastic. But yeah, 3 seconds, man. You gotta do it. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Well, they're gonna hit red again. And just steal red's other remaining card. So red doesn't have cards right now, but that could always change with the 4. They're selling off the brick. So let's see if blue gets it. Blue's definitely a good longest road holder. Just so, because they're already so far behind. But they're definitely not going to get it. Robber? Okay. Hitting black. There's no way they have the resources, but I want to move the robber back onto red. Just so they don't spiral out of control with the resources. Red is a bunch of wheat in their hand, which isn't great for them, but they can still do stuff with it. I only got rocks, though, so there's not much I can do. Great. Bricks. Bricks, bricks, bricks. That 12 might have just saved the game, because then they can feed it to blue, and that puts me in a great spot again, because I can city up, and then I'm 1 away from winning. There's also a lot of VPs left in the deck, which is good for me. So it's also good that I moved the robber using those VPs that I bought back onto red, because that makes it harder for reds to do the things that they want to do. I mean, I'd prefer blue to have longest road, but at the same time, you probably want to wait till it's blue's turn anyway, because you... Oh, okay, is black going to do it themselves? Black is going to do it themselves. I mean, that also works. I don't particularly care between the two which one gets it. I mean, I prefer a lot more if blue got it, but I'm not good. I'm not feeding resources. Tragic. Well, you gotta hit red. Just throw it on to the 4. Either 4. Okay. Okay, so blue is gonna take longest road. Rich. Okay, so this definitely shifts the game a little bit away from red. Not much else. I probably want to make my neighbors a little less paranoid, and so just want to use up my road building. I definitely want to limit red's road, though, so I'm going to go send it this way. But I want to get rid of that to make myself look less threatening, because I can't go anywhere for a settlement spot. So I don't want them to think that I have much. Okay, they're hitting red. I'm not sure hitting red's the right move. I mean, it could be. It's just that red doesn't have brick production. So, and their longest road is limited. Okay, I'm at 9 cards. So I can build another city, or I can just make more Ds. I mean, I'd probably want to make more devs. I mean, yeah, they're going for devs now. Please don't send me out. Of course, the game sends me out. Discard the wheat. Just discard the wheat. I produce so much more than wheat than anything else. And definitely want to hit this. Definitely want to hit the 8. And then maybe steal from black. Maybe red. I'll just take from red. Ooh, yes. That gives me the double victory. The devs I can get. So, great. Maybe I should have waited before I bought 2 of them because I got the VP first. But I would rather... Because that could have put me a little bit away from winning. But I also could just buy 2 more devs again. I want to move the knight just so I can... Do I want more cards? Let's see what happens if I buy. Buy. I'm going to say it's all knights. Except for one. And then... Maybe giving him too much information, because I'm technically lying, because I do have 2 VPs in here. But... I mean, I just need city up at this point. I think that's the most reliable route. Because once I start citying up, that's where I can get it all going, because they all think there's VPs in there now. So, darn, maybe I shouldn't have told them that. But, I mean, if I city up, that gets me in a good spot. So, I'm at 7, so I definitely don't want to. Steal from... who do I want to steal? I definitely want block one of these 2. I will worry about black, because if black steals it, that could be a problem. So, that's a stone. I think I want to city up with the stone, and then just pass. Because I need more wheat production at this point. I'm definitely very close to winning here. I'm pretty much got this, assuming that things go well. I'm just worried somebody's going to pull another VP, which is why I robbed from... Oh, actually, black might have the win, because blue didn't extend the road. Because they can road up to 9 and then place a settlement. Me stealing that rock keeps them maybe from getting a VP, but it doesn't really do that much to stop them. Come on. Black's still calculating, because they know if they get one more point, it's going to make the other players suspect them. I mean, I'm already attacking them, so they should know that I'm up to them. But, wow, they're taking a big think here. 5, 4... You really shouldn't let the turn pass in this. Oh, they're going to let it pass. Okay. Alright. Wind's almost in hand. They're probably going to hit the 8. To hit the 9. Rock, maybe? They still think... I mean, red is a problem, but... And hitting them does... Ooh, should have told blue to extend. Okay, red's going for more V. Ooh, that's tragic. Yeah, that's a GG. Alright, that's a very close game there. Sudden victory. I don't think... Yeah, I had winning rolls, so... But very tragic. What were the dice stats? A lot of 9s and 8s. An incredible amount of 9s, which, yeah. Which is where I had so many rocks this game, even though I don't have that great rock production, because just kept rolling the 9s. In terms of other stats, I mean, it's just a pretty typical game. I produced not a lot of resources, but, I mean, with the wheat, rock, or wheat sheep combo is just amazing. And yeah, fairly typical game otherwise. I mean, Red did win from a terrible start, so I am impressed with the 3s roll. Is that what helped them? 3s didn't really roll. So the 4s did, though. So they basically had just a lot of wooded sheep, which they apparently just kept trading. I mean, that lumber port was really good for them. So I guess I just went for the all wood strategy and got the port. which could didn't think was a winning strategy, but yeah, they just win. So congrats to Red. And yeah, so that's a wrap. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you think I could have played this game better, it didn't. My loss wasn't inevitable. Please comment below. I think I might have bought too many dev cards and just should have switched over to building cities a bit more because I was trying to go for the VP hunting, but I just kept getting knights. But yeah, that's the game. Hope you have a wonderful day.